Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Alexia, also known as MJ Alleyway. Sorry for the lighting today. We are supposed to get like some severe storms here in Tennessee, so there's just like zero natural light, but I need to do this video today because it has almost been a week since my first farmer's market of the season, and I have another one coming up, so I need to just make this video, so we're just gonna work with what we got. Okay, so sorry for the glare. I'm looking at my viewfinder on my glasses, but you know, that's just what it is right now. I signed up for the farmer's market here in my town, and I am doing part-time, so it's every other weekend. In total, that's 10 farmer's markets to sell my crochet plushies. So this is the market recap of that first market that I had almost a week ago. So when I contacted the owner of the person who runs the farmer's market, I asked them how many crochet vendors there would be. They said on like my actual day, there is just going to be me and one other crocheter. They only have 2 of a certain type of vendor each time, and it's a pretty big market. This was opening day, so I knew there was going to be a lot of people there, and my goodness, there were a lot of people there. I will insert a video so you can see just how crowded it was at some points. So it was definitely high traffic. I asked other people who have done this market in the past years and stuff, and they said in the beginning it is typically a very busy market, and then as the season goes on, it dies down a little bit. So, I mean, we shall see. This whole getting back into the whole market thing again has been a little bit stressful for me. I'm trying to get better organized in my life when it comes to just like making videos and crocheting and jujitsu and being a mom and just trying to like juggle everything and find like a decent routine. So leading up to this, I didn't get like a lot of video and everything. It was just kind of all very very stressful, and I definitely got into like an ADHD like hyperfixation, you know, moment where I just kind of destroyed everything around me while I worked on preparing for this market. But I can't do that constantly if I'm going to be doing this market every other weekend. Then when I got there, I have my tablet down here, that's what I'm looking at, but when I got there, I noticed the other crochet vendor is directly across from me. So I was like, well, that's really interesting that they would put us right across from each other. I am okay, like, it is what it is. I mean, everybody's booths are set for the season, so like, I'm personally not going to complain about it. I think that there's upsides about it, is that she had a lot of different stuff than I had, and if she is at a different part of the market, then we're kind of, there's like a disservice to the both of us, where it's like whoever sees us first, whatever way they come into the market, whoever, you know, if somebody's shopping and they see her booth first, they might buy from her and then not from me, and vice versa. So I'm just looking at the bright sides of it. Not a big deal. I went and I gave her my card and I talked to her and said that she could reach out to me anytime if she wanted to know what I was making, if, you know, to make different stuff or whatever. But I mean, I'm just not concerned about it currently. So then next, I guess I will just get into what sold and my overall experience. I did have to bring my daughter to this market, so again, it was just very stressful. I couldn't really take much like video before and during the market because of having my daughter there and trying to set up before people started coming, and it was just like, it's just a lot because my kid every 2 seconds is I want a snack, I want to go over there, I need to go to the bathroom, I need to do this, and it's like I just wanted to get through the market. So if I have pictures of stuff, I try to take some pictures really quick of my table beforehand so that I can zoom in on things and show you what I was talking about in this video. Again, I tried to like just do my best, and I wasn't like the most organized when it came to all this. So I tried to just like do my best, and going forward, I have like, I kind of like wrote stuff out in my notes, and I just kind of have like a better plan to do things, but I don't know, my brain works weird, so I don't really know. But okay, let's get into what sold and how much I sold it for. So first I made 7 chunky bees, and I sold 5 of those for $12. Then I had 2 big turtles. I sold 1 of those for $22. I had these small axolotls. They were actually different than each other. And I sold them for $12 a piece, and I sold both of those. I have 2 octos. I made 2, and I sold I had 3, and I sold all 3 for $15. Then Mabel chickens, I had 7 of those, and I sold 5 of those for $12. I had a little mushroom pet thing. I made 1 of those, sold that for sold 1 of those for $12. I had my little groovy flowers. I had 2 of those, and I sold 1 of those for $22. Pickles, I had 2, and I sold 2 for $12 a piece. Then I made 10 of the little like squishy frogs. They're just like little tiny frogs. I was selling those for $5, and I sold all 10. And then I had the little auto octos. I had 8 of those, and I sold those for $5, and I sold all 8 of those. I also made these little mini turtles. I made 6 of those, and I sold all 6 of those, I'm pretty sure, for $5. I had my mushroom duck. I made 1 of those, sold that for $22. I had 2 of the Puddles ducks, and I sold 2 of those for, I have 30 here, but I'm pretty sure I sold those for 22. I'd have to look back at my paper. I know it wasn't 30, it was in the 20s. And then a little pig, I made 1 of those, and I sold 1 of those for $12. And then I had ducks with hats. 5 of those, I sold those for $20, and I sold all 5. These little small Brontosaurus, I made 6 of those. I sold all 6 of those for $12. Then I made these little cows. I made 6 of those. I sold all 6 of those for $12. I made these 2 leggy frogs with bows. I sold 2 of those for $18. I made these little like sprout kitties. Like, everybody kind of thought they were squirrels, and I feel like I'm gonna sell them now as squirrels because it does make sense. And I was selling those for $15. I made I think 3 of those. I sold none of those. Then I had strawberry kitties, so it's like the same pattern. I just kind of put like a little strawberry thing around its neck. I made 2 of those. I sold none of those. I had a $15 velvet otter, and I made 1 of those, and I sold that for $15. I had a little velvet frog. I made 1 of those, sold that for $15. And then I had, let me see, 2 hanging plush plants. I sold both of those for $15. So, now I can breathe. Anyway, so as you can tell, I basically sold out. I'm gonna consider it selling out. I only came home with a handful of items, and I had made, I'm trying to think if I made anything. I didn't make anything during it. Yeah, so I came home with not a lot of stuff. My total in sales, it is, I know it like off the top of my head. I don't know the exact, I know it was 760 something. I'm pretty sure it was $763 that I made. And what I have on my Google Doc right here is that I went with, let's see, I think I went with $900 worth of stuff. I don't know, my numbers are a little funky, but I will say I do remember it being, I remember texting my friends and being like, I made $760. So I would say that was a very successful market. It was very busy, and I believe that if I would have made more small things, I didn't really have many big things, but if I just had more of the little $5 things, I do think that I would have sold out of those completely. I do have bestsellers though. I will say, even though a lot of my stuff sold out, the stuff that went first and the quickest were my mini turtles that were $5, mini octos, which were $5, mini frogs, which were $5, and then let me see if there's anything. Oh, the small cows that were $12, they sold out really quick. Those were all the first things to go. And then yeah, so I would definitely make a lot of small $5 items. There were so many times where moms and dads and parents, grandparents, whatever, would come up to the table with their kids and they would see $5 and they'd be like, okay, like you can get one thing, but it has to be from this area. And as long as I can make something quick enough, you know, I know there's people where they're like, I'm not selling anything for under $10, and I definitely had like that mindset before. But if you come across the right pattern that you can get through like really quickly, and say that, you know, it only takes you 10 minutes, then that would be, you know, technically making what, $30 an hour? I hope my math's right. Yeah, so it'd be making $30 an hour if, you know, you were able to make something in 10 minutes and made you know, 6 of those. So it depends on the person, and it depends on, you know, your supplies and everything, and just like what you want to make. I have found that little octo pattern, the turtle pattern, and that frog pattern are all very easy for me to make, and I make them quickly. So, and I don't like literally hate the world when I'm making them. So I don't mind making a bunch of small stuff like that. So that's like my plan for this next market too, is to have a lot of minis. I don't know when I'm going to start making bigger items. Like I want to make some hoodie bears and some little, like the fruit cows and the overalls and all that kind of stuff that I like making. That stuff tends to sell better in the store that I sell stuff in than it would at markets, typically in the past. But right now I just want to focus on making sure that like my stock is you know, up. I would like to take $1,000 worth of inventory to each market. So you know, that gives me 2 weeks to make $1,000 worth of inventory, which can be a lot, and that's why I'm just trying to organize everything and plan everything accordingly. And that's why I also want to just like focus on making a lot of small items, and then if I can get that done and I can achieve that, then I'll make like a few bigger items like a couple days before the market. I am just, you know, I just kind of have to see, but I have like a good idea of how I'm going to be able to do it. Today is Friday. My market was last Saturday, and I've already made over $500 worth of inventory since, and that's I don't know, that's not including the Sprout kitties and stuff like that, because I haven't added them on, because I don't know if I'm going to put those in the store or if I'm going to sell those in person again as squirrels. Here comes the storm. There's supposed to be like tornadoes and all that fun stuff today and this weekend. So yeah, that is my market. It was a really, really good market. I wish that I would have been able to walk around a little bit more. I'm hoping that when I do mine next weekend, since I won't have my daughter, I'll be able to get set up a little bit easier and quicker, and I can, I don't know if you can hear the thunder, I can walk around in the beginning and just like look around a little bit more and see what everybody else has, and maybe get some like fresh produce and everything. My neighbors for the season are somebody who sells dog treats next to me, which are so cute, like doggy cupcakes and stuff. And then on the other side of me is somebody who sells not human cupcakes. That sounds really weird. It sounds like it's like cupcakes made of humans. Anyway, cupcakes for humans, and I got two. It's so good. Ooh, that was some crazy lightning. Storm's getting closer. Anyway, yeah, so that's all I have for this video. I am planning to do a because my markets are every 2 weeks, I plan to do a like everything I prepped for my market, and then the following week my market recap and market vlog, and then kind of going, you know, through that, and then throwing in a video here and there. I just purchased a stupid amount of yarn, discounted yarn, so from Premier Yarns, and I got it all in last night, and so I do plan to make a separate video about that, just showing it off and just giving like my review of this extremely cheap yarn. And by cheap, I mean it just cost, like, it was very cost effective, but my review of the yarn itself, we'll get into that into another video. So that is all I have for you today. And I also wanted to say a YouTuber that I've been watching a lot, I just kind of wanted to throw this in there because I told myself like I need to. She has like way more subscribers than me, but she is still a small creator. But I did come across her videos recently, and she has been posting, I think, for like the past like 4 months. So she is like a newer creator. But I am obsessed with watching her stuff. Her vibe is so fun, so funny. She reminds me of like myself, and just like, I'm like, I just need to like be like myself and more comfortable. It's a lot easier to be more like myself and quirky and just kind of whatever when I'm like with my friends and other people. Talking to a camera, it can be like a little weird sometimes to be like, I don't know, like show like my full personality. But I love her stuff. Her name's, her channel name is Celestial Homebody. I will put, you know, everything in the description so you can go check her out. I just love watching her stuff. If you just want to have like a new person to watch, go watch her stuff. I've never chatted with her or anything like that. I just love her vibes. So I just wanted to throw that in here, to give you more stuff to watch and to crochet to. So I would consider that a successful market. I don't know if they're all going to be like that. Please subscribe, because I have a market every other weekend, and I will be crocheting lots of things, and I will be putting out lots of videos, and I am just so excited. And yeah, I love you all, and see you in the next one.